Good evening and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. I'm Steve McMillan along with BJ Duvall. Tonight it's the Bluegrass 250 presented to you by Roasted Gems Coffee. Well, BJ, we have two exciting races earlier last night and night before, and tonight we got the Cup Series and we're fixing to go qualifying.
Absolutely, no, I'm excited. I cannot wait to see what tonight is going to bring. One of the best races I've ever seen at Talladega last night. I can't wait to see if it's even possible to top it tonight.
Definitely some good racing. We had a couple of wrecks last night, but hey. Well, how do you describe it? Most of them was salvageable.
I don't know how to really put it into words myself, but last night was mint.
There you go. Riley Dunn out on track, fixing to go out for qualifying. The only driver so far to make it down pit road. James Mullins now coming out in a two machine for his first time lap, along with Cedric Hunter in the 71. Well, BJ, 2.66 miles around this track. You gotta get up in. It is. You gotta get up on it, getting out of the pit area.
You really do, and these cars just when they're geared for a long track like this, that's a wide open track. It's almost like the car's just dog coming out of the pits. So these guys, they're going to be wide open trying to get this thing rolling, trying to come around on the apron and get their momentum up. And then they're going to shoot straight to the high side. For the most part, most of them are going to shoot straight to the high side to build up their speed and build up their momentum for lap one, and then shoot down coming through the tri-oval to start lap two to try to get the quickest time possible on lap number 2.
So James Mullins taking the green flag. Got Kyle Hardy in the 99 exiting pit road right now. Alex Hoffman on the track in the 4. Brandon Zimmerman in the 20. Roasted Jim's Coffee. Sponsor machine looking really good there. Garrett Pick out on track, car number 44.
While we wait for times to come through, a couple things to mention here tonight. We have 2 stage breaks tonight. One at the end of lap number 20, and one at the end of lap number 45. Now, the top 10 drivers of each one of those stages are going to get points for those stage wins, starting with 10 points for the winner of the stage, going down by 1 point all the way down to 10th position. The top 10 will receive points for each one of them stage, with the winner of those stages receiving 1 playoff point going into the playoffs this season. As we have times coming in now with James Mullins in that number 2 machine going quick time so far with a 54. With a 54.58. Well, we got 2 drivers now up ahead of them. That's going to be Huffman and Zimmerman taking that 1 and 2 position.
All on track now, car number 18. That's Gregory Carico in the 18 machine. Going down the back straightaway. Riley Dunn in the 51. Crossing the start finish line. Taking one of his laps. He's 5th quickest on the board. Garrett Peck on top of the charts with a 53.98. James Mullins, Alex Huffman, Ryan Campbell, and Doug Newbegin. Your top 5, Brandon Zimmerman, Cedric Hunter, Brian Terry, Riley Dunn. Now look, Peyton Strickland takes quick time with a 53.95. Mo Abbott on the track in car number 48. Put down some times. Gabriel Ellison. Quick time with a 53.94.
Time's running incredibly close. Our top three separated. Our top four actually separated by less than half a tenth. I got top five now a half a tenth apart, from a 53.95 to a 54 flat in our top five. It's going to be some really good racing, some really tight racing. As all the way down through the field, times are extremely tight.
Ryan Joyner there goes second quickest. In the 47 machine. Scott Fritz in the 1, the butt kicker. On the track, Dustin. In the 15, Steve Tucker in the 24, and Abbott Moe are all on the track now. Try to put down a timed lap. 21 drivers have timed in. Gabriel Ellison, Ryan Joyner, Peyton Strickland, Garrett Peck, and James Mullins, your top 5. Gregory Crico goes 10th quickest. James Seawright is sitting 6th now. Scott Howe goes 7th quickest. And there's Sean Conklin in the 54 machine coming on the track. Going down that long back straightaway, trying to pick up as much speed as he can when he takes the green flag. Mo Abbott currently 24th on the board. Dustin Sluter there, 24th. Jake Pelliser currently sitting 12th on the board.
Last night's runner-up, Scott Fritz, just took the white flag a moment ago. Come around, he's currently sitting in 26th on his first lap. He's going to have a lot of work to do on a second lap to try to get up there.
He definitely does. Chris Muth Jr. out on track now with Chris Blanchard. There's Chris Blanchard's number 19, Misfit Motorsports. Steve Tucker in that 24 machine currently sitting 20th on the board. David Farmer into 84. Coming to put down a time lap. He's 27th quickest. Sean Conklin goes to 19th. Frankie Barroso there in the 12. Out on track. Going to put down his first time lap. So far, 29 drivers have timed in. Chris Muth Jr., 29th quickest. Brandon Holder, 28th quickest. Ricky Howe Jr. goes to 13th on the board. David Farmer moves up to 19th. Frankie Barroso there in the 12.
"32 of 36 cars with a time down so far, as time is ticking down. Top 5 once again as we're watching Chris Muth go around the track. That is Gabriel Ellison, Ryan Joyner, Peyton Strickland, Frankie Barroso, and Garrett Pick, the top 5.
Brandon Holder goes to 6 in that 31 machine.
Chris Muth to 15th.
And Frankie up to 4th. Still left to qualify. Chris Blanchard, Aaron Smith, and Nicholas Nuggle. You're watching live on Ultimate Dirt TV, spread across several different platforms. UDTV Facebook, UDTV YouTube, Bluegrass Facebook, Bluegrass YouTube, DirtFan.com, and several other Facebook places. So, I mean, this broadcast is all over the place, BJ.
We are everywhere tonight. Looks like qualifying is wrapping up, and cars are now taking to the grid. 36 cars here tonight. You see there are qualifying results on screen now. Gabriel Ellison taking quick time with a 53.945, followed by Ryan Joyner, Peyton Strickland, Frankie Barroso, Garrett Pick, Brandon Holder, James Mullins, James Seawright, Scott Howell, Scott Fritz, Mikey Neal. You're top 11. Oh, I'm done 11 now. I'm at stop at 10.
It's all right, VJ. It's all right. Let's go ahead and go with their starting grid tonight for the Bluegrass 250, presented to you by Roasted Gems Coffee. On the pole is Gabriel Ellison. To the south side, Ryan Joyner with Ryan Joyner Racing, car number 47.
Inside row number 2 from Matthew Beeman driving, it's the 41 of Peyton Strickland. To his outside from Texas Family Racing, it's the 12 of Frankie Barroso.
Row number 3 be Garrett Pick with the Matthew Beeman driving, car number 44. To his outside, the Glove Box Motorsports, car number 31 is Brandon Holder.
Inside row number 4, it's going to be James Mullins from the Mid-South in the number 2. And to his outside from Matthew Beeman driving, it's the 14 of James Seawright.
Row number 5, be Scott Howell in the number 9. And to his outside, the Tyler Berry Motorsports, car number 1, it's Scott Fritz.
Inside row number 6, it's going to be from Luminescence Esports, the 8 of Mikey Neal Jr. To his outside from the Virginias, it's going to be Kyle Hardy in the 99.
Rolling off 13th tonight, Elite Motorsports, car number 4, it's Alex Hoffman. To his outside, and car number 18 is Gregory Carico.
Row number 8 is going to look like this from the United States. That's pretty vague. In the number 3 car, it's going to be Chris Muth Jr. And to his outside from Phantom Racing, in the number 5, it's going to be Ricky Howe.
Rolled off 17th tonight from Team New England. Car number 15 is Matt Greener. And to his outside, he hails from Florida. Car number 28 is Jack Pelliser.
Inside row number 10 from Glove Box Motorsports, it's going to be the number 80 of Ryan Campbell. To his outside, Matthew Beeman driving, number 40 of Landon Huffman.
Rolled off 21st night be Ryan Dunn, the Church of Nuggets, car number 51. And to his outside is David Farber, the 84. Come on, BJ.
Inside row number 12, it's going to be the number 7 of Doug Newbigging. And to his outside, RH Racing, the number 20 of Brandon Zimmerman.
Rolled off 25th is Sean Conklin. To his outside, it's Michael Sturgill Jr. in the 17.
Row number, I lost count of rows, but from Indiana, it's going to be Jonathan Cogswell in the 27. To his outside from Texas Family Racing, it's the 24 of Steve Tucker.
Rolled off 29th be Mo Abbott, the Color Till Racing, car number 48. To his outside, Jason Bridges in the 34.
Cedric Cunner from Category 5 Esports will be rolling off 31st in the 71. To his outside from the Mid-South, it's going to be 13 of Brian Terry.
Rolled off 33rd be Justin Sluter in the 35, the Glovebucks Motorsports driver. And Aaron Smith II, the Satellite Racing Team, car number 70.
And from Canada, our friends of the North, is going to be Nicholas Nuggle in the 08. And to his outside from Misfit Motorsports, it's going to be Chris Blanchard in the 19 to round out your field.
All right, the lights are out. The pace car is fixing to make that hard left-hand turn there. Well, I guess it's not as hard as, it's racing. Dirt track racing, huh?
Very true, very true. It's kind of a slow fall off over there.
Gabriel Ellison in the 77 and the 47 of Ryan Joyner are fixing to bring us to the green flag. Here for the start of the Bluegrass 250, presented to you by the Roasted Gems Coffee. Good side-by-side start for the drivers down the front straightaway into turn number 1. 36 drivers here tonight. As you look, moves are already being made. 3 wide for third. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, BJ.
Yeah, very, very early to see moves being made like that. Drivers wanting to get up front and get up front quickly here tonight. Looking a lot more aggressive than what we've seen the last 2 nights here out of Bluegrass in the Xfinity and the Truck Series, as we have a battle going on for, looks like, the 5th and 6th position right now between Mullins and Seawright. My overlays flipped on me.
Gabriel Ellison, Ryan Joyner, James Seawright, your top 3 as they complete lap number 1 on lap number 2 of this 94-lap event. As you look on the outside row now, this starting to come along as James Seawright takes the lead down the back straightaway. The inside line gets a little squirrely there momentarily. They'll get back straight going. The 40 machine pulls into the inside. That was Landon Hoffman there. Leaving the wad of Scott Fritz out to drive. Fritz will drop back just a tad bit. As you look at the 9 machine of Scott Howell on the outside of Fritz, 3 wide. That's for 8th, 9th, and 10th on the board.
Drivers juking and driving all over the place early on. Scott Fritz falls all the way back to 9th from that move earlier, and he was going for one of the top 5 positions. Just goes to show how quickly things can fall off here in the next-gen Cup cars here on iRacing. The side draft is probably more effective in these cars than it has been all week long in the Xfinity and the Truck Series. But if you don't have anybody behind you or anybody in front of you, you are going to fall back, and you're going to fall back quickly, as you saw right there.
As you see right there, the 13 of Brian Terry. Jack Palliser there in the 28th. He's currently running 33rd. Then a little further back, a 2-car pack. Alex Hoffman is Chris Blanchard. But meanwhile, back up front, the 5 machine of Ricky Howell Jr. leads lap number 3 as he looks to duck to the bottom into turn number 1 in front of the 14 of James Seawright. James Mullins now on the outside. The outside lines really coming down the back straightaway. As outside line has round about 7 or 8 cars in it, with the inside has a slew ton of them.
Yeah, the outside row, you see him just absolutely flying down the back straightaway. Huge run on the inside row as Mullins and Muth move back up to the 1 and 2 spots. You see now the 5 car, that's going to be Ricky Howell, goes to take a look at the front of the outside row, but no takers. The outside row has so much momentum, they just move up high and continue right around him. That's going to leave Ricky Howell by himself right in the middle, and he's going to fall all the way back to 10th, Steve.
Falling back to 10th, but the 54 is right behind him. That's Sean Coughlin. And now Ricky Howell gets behind the 27. That's Jonathan Cogswell there. But meanwhile, James Mullins continues to lead. Chris Moth Jr. and Steve Tucker, your top 3. Tucker on the outside line getting a good push from the 34, Jason Bridges. Good racing here tonight at Talladega. Now you see the little 3-wide action. That's a little further back. That's like 6th, 7th, and 8th. The outside line definitely is faster for the Cup cars than it was for the trucks and the Xfinity.
Absolutely. There's been races that I've seen here before where the extreme outside, where you see there's about 5 cars up there right now, I've seen them actually take off and take the lead on that extreme outside and just stay up there before running the next-gen cars in another league that I participate in.
Jonathan Cogwell, the outside, taking the lead, getting a good push by Michael Sturgill Jr. in the 17 and the 08 of Nicholas Nuggle there in the 08 machine. Steve Tucker still trying to battle back on the inside, and that's 24. That 2 machine of James Mullins really going to have to get in the hip pocket of him and give him a good push down this long back straightaway. Or travel.
Yeah, for that inside line to battle back now, it's going to take a really good shove. You see the 2-car all by himself. I'm not real sure what the thought process was with that move. Moving up to the middle by himself there, unless he's waiting for the opening to move up to the high side. We see it there, the high side just absolutely running away with it now. Cars on the inside getting stuck by themselves. Only 4 of them left now, as they're going to do everything they can to battle back.
As we look a little further back there, you see the 12 machine of Frankie Barroso. Now I got it. Barroso there in the 12 machine, currently running 19th on the board with Kyle Hardy right behind him. And you see the 2-car pack there, Alex Hoffman and Chris Blanchard. They're all by their lonesome, but they're keeping it clean and trying to stay green. How about that?
The best thing they can do right now is to stick nose to tail and fight tooth and nail, give it everything they got to move back to the front. You see the pink number 71, I believe that was, of Cedric Hunter drops to the bottom of the inside row, getting the momentum back. Cedric Hunter has the lead through turns 1 and 2.
Cedric Hunter getting a good push there by the 70 of Aaron Smith II. Jonathan Cogswell there in the third. That 27 machine on the high line, getting pushed by the 17 of Michael Sturgill Jr. And Steve Tucker currently up to 4th in that 24 machine. Now you see the 70 go to the high line, and so does the 71. That's going to allow the 34 of Jason Bridges to take the lead. Coming out of the trial at the start-finish line, Jason Bridges leads lap number 8.
Aaron Smith moving all over the place right now, trying to do everything he can to get all the way up the front. I've ran some races in the past with Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith is an extreme talent, especially at super speedways. Runs up front every single time I see him there, and he's doing it again here tonight in that solid yellow number 70. It's almost Aaron Smith's signature, and he is all the way back up on the high side, and that outside row has kind of died off now. We're down to 5 cars on that outside row from the 7 or 8 that we had earlier.
Yeah, the outside row. Now you look at the 47. He went to the high side trying to get his turn, see if he can get a run, get up there to the front. The 47, that is Ryan Joyner in the red machine. Now 3 wide for second down the front straightaway, heading into turn number 1, BJ.
That's right. That's the 24, Steve Tucker. That one to the middle side. You see the middle row drops back very, very quickly. Only 4 cars running the middle. The outside row now starting to fight back as we have the oddly seen Tesla running the outside in the 47 of Ryan Joyner.
Chris Muth Jr. in the 3 machine. Muth Jr. pushing Jason Bridges. Now you see the 47 of Ryan Joyner goes to the bottom, leaves that 2 machine of James Mullins out there in the high line. James Mullins getting pushed by the 70 wide. That's the Cedric Hunter there. 3 wide a little further back. That's 9th, 10th, and 11th on the board. Sean Conklin currently running 12th in that 54 machine.
So far, our biggest mover of the race is actually our current race leader in that number 34 Ford of Jason Bridges, up 29 positions. 3 of our top 5 cars are all up double digits, with 29 being Jason Bridges, 12 Chris Muth, 28 now Cedric Hunter running up front, as James Mullins is going to take the lead going through turns number 3 and 4 there.
Down the front straightaway, James Mullins and Cedric Hunter. The 34 of Jason Bridges on the inside, getting pushed by the 3 of Chris
Muth
Jr. And then the 47 right behind him, and that is Ryan Joyner. 11 laps in the books on lap number 12 of this 90-lap affair here at Talladega. You're watching the Bluegrass 250, presented to you by Roasted Gems.
17 of Michael Sturgill was up on the outside. He's 18 spots to the good here tonight already. He was all the way up on that extreme outside, trying to get that extreme outside line to work. And then you see James Mullins takes the rest of the line that was up ahead of him, and they move up there with him, but they're going to move back down and open the door once again for Sturgill to try to fight back around the outside.
Mullins getting pushed by the 5 of Ricky Howell Jr. on the outside there. They're the first 2 cars on the outside. Then a little further back, the 17 of Michael Sturgill Jr. currently running 8th. Look a little further back. There's Doug Newbigin currently running 26th. Brandon Zimmerman running 25th in the pack. Then you have Scott Howell that's currently running 9th. Ryan Campbell and Brian Terry. That's a 4-car pack. But meanwhile, Cedric Hunter continues to lead with Jason Bridges and Chris Booth Jr.
A lot more 3-wide action here tonight already than what we have seen all week long in the trucks and the Xfinity cars, as they're going to file back into a single file line on the inside. Pit stops being called out for this time around. We're looking off the back. That is going to be the 17, I believe, 17 of Michael Sturgill. You see it there on screen, out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Pretty local to me, actually. Only about 3 hours away. Be nice to see a hometown boy get a win.
Yeah, definitely that would. Down this long back straightaway, this pack is coming into turn number 3 with Cedric Hunter leading the way with Jason Bridges, Chris Muth Jr., Ryan Joyner, and James Seawright, your top 5.
Several cars, looks like it's going to be further back in the field, are going to be heading towards pit road this time around. None of them in the lead pack went into pit road. You see a couple of them there coming out of pit road. Those might be the ones that were calling out pit stops we heard over the comms just a little bit ago. They're going to try to rejoin at the back of the field, mired a lap down now, as Cedric Hunter just blazes by them. They're right on the yellow line.
Looking at gyro cam of Michael Sturgill Jr. Look at the baking here at Talladega. This is some awesome views. You see him coming off of turn number 3 down the front straightaway. The in-car cam. The top 3. No change for several laps now. The outside line. The 17 of Michael Sturgill Jr. Then you see Jonathan Cogswell battling on the inside. 16 laps, 15 in the books on lap number 16. So far it's been caution free.
It has been caution free. There's a little bit going on further back in the pack. Here comes pit stops starting now. You see cars diving down to the pits now. The leader's going in.
Leader going in. You don't see much of the brake smoking as we saw them locking up the brakes as we did last night in the Xfinity Series. As the leaders are on pit road, Michael Sturgill Jr., Kurt race leader with Jonathan Cogswell and Nicholas Newell there in third. Steve Tucker and Ryan Joyner, your top 5. Hayden Strickland, Landon Hoffman, James Mullins, Ricky Howell Jr., and Garrett Peck, your top 10.
Everybody right now, you see them all moving to the bottom side. There's just a few cars left on the outside. That means they're getting ready to head for pit road. They're securing their spot on the bottom so they don't have to fight past the traffic to get down there. And there they go, heading down.
Yep, your race leader goes to pit road, leaving Ryan Joyner to resume or take over the race lead. Oh, let's see here.
Caution flag waves as we have cars spun out on the front straightaway there, right in the tri-oval.
David Farmer bringing out that caution. And Doug, new begin. Let's take a look at your replay. And let's do this.
We got 2 cars spinning, as we're going to go on back and take another look at it here.
As you see them a little further ahead.
There we go.
The 84 gets into the 7. It's in the 7 for a wild ride on the front straightaway entering the tri-oval of Doug New Bigging.
Hard hit for New Bigging, as it looked like Farmer started to go to pit road and changed his mind at the last second. Didn't realize the Farmer was there. You see him down to the bottom, and he comes back up, trying not to get in the back of the 15, it looks like, and just collects Farmer. You see them both go flying straight up towards the wall. Hard lick for them both, especially New Bigging, as his car goes airborne, as you see it right there, just flying through the air, spinning, landing back on all fours.
A little bit higher speed there. This could be kind of fun. Hitting it.
Take a look there, the slow motion shot. 84 just comes right up into the side of the number 7 machine. Comes right across his nose and sends the 7 of Farmer flying through the air. And getting word from race control, they are going to call this the stage break.
There you see a different look of the 84 as it comes in. Ooh.
So that's going to put Ryan Joyner, I believe, as our stage winner.
Don't forget the caution tonight was brought to you by Blanchard's Towing. You can call them at 207-817-0105. Blanchard's Towing, your caution sponsor throughout the season. Ryan Joyner, right now your race leader.
Ryan Joyner was also, as I mentioned, our stage winner. That's going to mean he gets 10 bonus points for winning the stage, followed by Peyton Strickland will receive 9. Jonathan Cogswell, 8. Landon Huffman, 7. James Mullins, 6. Ricky Howell, 5. So on and so forth back through the top 10. Ryan Joyner is also going to be receiving 1 stage point for winning stage number 1 here tonight.
All right. Well, you know, these cars, especially since the model update, BJ, when they get airborne, they describe how with airborne in the cup cars versus the trucks or the Xfinity series.
They tend to fly a little bit more often than not. They'll end up upside down once they go airborne. It's really surprising to see Farmer bring it back down on all fours in that number 7 machine. But lucky for him, it did. I believe it's going to allow him to get, maybe not. I thought that would allow him to get a quicker pair, but he's rolling around there still with quite a bit of damage to that machine. That's going to hurt him very, very badly here in the next gen car.
Definitely, as the lights are out, we're fixing to go back green after stage 1 has just been completed. I don't know, BJ. Did you notice anything on the office doors coming in here tonight?
Well, there's a couple of notes to read our notes. Make sure we get pronunciations right. One of those being, I did get confirmation from race control. It is Michael Sturgill.
Sturgill, all right.
Yeah, I did get confirmation.
But you know, the big sign that has a little 0 with a line across it, it has a little long thing with it with some smoke coming out of it. It says no smoking in the office.
I didn't see that one.
Your pace car looking to pull in on the left-hand side there, down the pit lane. Ryan Joyner and Jonathan Cogswell bringing us back to green here at Dega for the Bluegrass 250, presented to you by Roasted Jim's Coffee. You know, BJ, I'm a coffee person, so I might even get me some Roasted Jim's Coffee. It better be stout.
I am a coffee person too, and it is definitely tempting to try it. I try just about anything coffee. Got to try it at some point in time. As green flag is back out, and Ryan Joyner shooting out to the front, and we have
Michael Sturgill Jr. Sturgill Jr.
Well,
getting spun around there.
We'll get it eventually.
As
green flag stays out.
Green flag stays out. The drivers head down the back straightaway. Ryan Joyner and Garrett Peck. Peck giving Joyner a good push down the back straightaway. And on the outside, leading the outside surge is the one machine of Scott Fritz. There you see the 40 of Landon Huffman. Now closing in on the 44 of Garrett Peck. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, heading towards the triangle. BJ, this doesn't look as dicey as it did the first stage.
Now, first stage was definitely a lot more dicey. Drivers juking, jiving, fighting for position, trying to get up front quickly for that early stage run in the first 25 laps. So we have another stage at the end of lap number 45. Doesn't look like drivers are fighting for it near as much as what they did that first one.
So right now we have 3 packs. Your lead pack, a middle pack, and a 2-car pack. Further back, as you see the drivers coming into turn number 3. Ryan Joyner continues to lead in that 47 Tesla machine. Then the 44 Garrett Peck in second. The 40 of Landon Huffman. Scott Fritz still on the outside. Caution out on the racetrack.
The caution flag waves for the second time here tonight. Currently looking to see where that one occurred at. So it looks like it's going to be further back in the field. Still not really sure where that one came from.
Let's take a look here. I think I spotted it down the back straightaway. The 9 of Jack Pelliser. Or Scott Howe and Jack Pelliser there. Bringing out that caution. So this happened a little further back than what SDK is bringing. So we're going to rewind it just a tad bit. I mean, they win. They win.
Teammates.
There we go.
They're teammates, actually. Both of them from Phantom Racing there. You see it on the side of the car. Just making contact, 28 to the back of the 9. A very, very calm spin from the 9 as everybody else just makes their way around. And the 2 teammates stick it up against the wall, play it safe, allow everybody to go by them. They just roll down the back straightaway there. Just a little smoochy smooch there from teammate to teammate going down the back straightaway. I don't think you're supposed to be facing that direction, but hey. All is well.
A different view of the spin. As you see them, their nose to tail getting a good push there. Jack barely gets into them. Which pushes the 9 of Scott Howell up just a tad bit. And then Jack clips that quarter panel and around he goes.
Just goes to show how easy these cars can go around with the slightest little nudge off center from the car behind in a bump draft. And it happened right there.
Looking at full speed on the in-car camera of Scott Howell.
He just wanted to say hello to his teammate, look him in the eye a little bit. I wouldn't want to be in that team's hauler. Ryan Joyner continues to lead the race here tonight. 2 cars in front of him are waiting for that free pass. Free pass meaning they get to pass the pace car and get a lap back here as long as they're in front of the leader when the caution comes out, or do not pit in the leader's pit, and it happens to put them up in front. Right now you see them going around the pace car there, so they're going to wave off the green flag, get the pace car back onto the track here momentarily.
Well, you all know who to call Blanchard's Towing because I actually left that one up there for a while. You're welcome, Stacy. Thanks for reminding me.
I take that back. Garrett Pick is actually the race leader. He's not a lap down. My overlays were behind.
Eric Pick in the 44 machine. Ryan Joyner in second to 47. Scott Fritz in third.
I know one thing's for sure, Steve. I got to get you some car and track cams.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice. A lot of you don't know, we are not the asphalt crew here. We only know dirt, and we're doing something a little different. Hey, give us a few. We'll get it all straightened out for you. At least by next weekend.
Hey, I'm having a blast doing this one with you.
Definitely, but, you know, hey, there's a lot of things going on, especially on the director's side. As the lights are off on the pace car, we're going to go green out of turn number 4.
You know, Steve, I got to say, almost a year out of the booth, and you get me to come back for asphalt. That's not one that I would have expected.
Well, we all know my expertise on the dirt side of things. A little bit faster pace, I guess you could say. But, hey.
There's a lot of action that goes on the asphalt side, especially the super speedways. The cautions just take a long time to get around the track here.
Definitely. All right, give a shout out to the people watching on dirtfan.com. Thank you for tuning in tonight. A 117 of y'all watching from over there. Thank you. Base car, look at the pull in. Here we are, fixing to go resume racing here at Talladega for the Bluegrass 250, presented to you by the Roasted Gems Coffee. Coming to the green flag, Garrett Pick, and Ryan Joyner on the outside. Green flags are waving. We're back to racing. As 25 are in the books on lap number 26, you look at Ryan Joyner goes to the bottom. A little further back, Jonathan Cogswell up high with the 12 of Frankie Barrasso there in the 12 machine. Kyle Hardy, look at him in the 99. He's currently running 6.
Kyle Hardy's actually one of the drivers from the dirt side. You see that ML Performance there on the side of his car? That is one of our dirt guys, Matthew Logan, his suspension shop. Pretty neat to see the dirt guys, the dirt sponsors over on the asphalt side. I always love seeing that.
Definitely, as we look now, Ryan Dunn in the 51. Looking out of his nose, has the 12 in front of him. You see the outside line trying to form as they're moving pretty good up there down the outside line. But, you know, beginning of the race, it was the topside dominance.
It really was, and then when everybody started looking for a pit stop, started jumping to the bottom, you knew it was coming. The outside line just kind of died off. Right now you see him once again back at it on the outside. They are flying up through as the 54 of Sean Conklin takes the lead, bringing Ricky Howell in the 5 machine from Phantom with him.
Definitely top 2 drivers there on the screen. That's James Mullins in that 2. Ryan Campbell in the 80. Look at Howell go to the top side. Sean Conklin on the bottom there. He's falling back a tad bit. As the outside line's getting a good run, you see a defensive move already. Now the 80 of Ryan Campbell ducks to the bottom, brings the 3 with him of Chris Booth Jr. as they go into turn number 3. Coming out of turn number 4. Good racing with this lead pack. A little further back. Your second pack here. Cedric Hunter leading that. In the 71 with Nicholas Nugel, Steve Tucker, Gabriel Ellison, your pole sitter, Matt Greener, and Mikey Neal Jr., and Dustin Sluter. Meanwhile, up front, the 5, Ricky Howell Jr. get a good push by the 2, James Mullins. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
This right here showing just how good that outside line really can be in these cars, as there's about 5 or 6 cars, now only 5 cars for sure, as the 99 of Kyle Hardy jumps back to the inside. 5 cars on the outside still battling back against a long line of inside cars. Kyle Hardy hoping for the best, hoping that inside line really gets the charge with all the extra cars on the inside over the outside. You see it there through the tri-oval. They got it down into turn number 1.
Into turn number 1, the 80 of Ryan Campbell there continues to lead with the 3 of Chris Booth Jr. in second. Now the outside of Ricky Howell Jr. getting the run down the back straightaway. We look a little further back. That second pack has single filed out. This is going to help them try to catch up to that lead pack. As long as they stay single file, the momentum will be on their side with the drafting with some good speeds going on.
Absolutely. They're going to have to tighten up just a little bit more in that second pack, get a little bit more nose to tail and get a move on. As you see back up front, the 5 car of Ricky Howell Jr. is up in front. The car leading the charge on the inside. That's going to be the number 80 of Ryan Campbell. Kind of liking that. It looks like a bit more of a classic style looking car, but an iRacing car at the same time. I'm really enjoying that car.
Yes, sir. Down the back straightaway. Now you look at how it goes to the top shelf there. Campbell stays low in the 80. Getting a good push on the bottom, going into turn number 3. Howell continues to lead. Now side by side for the race lead. 2 by 2, 4 rows deep. Then single file. 9th on back. But leading lap number 31 at the line, it's going to be Ricky Howell Jr., Ryan Campbell in second, and James Mullins in third.
Now just 3 cars in the outside row as another one drops to the inside. It looks as though I'm not sure who that was trying to catch the number of that car that jumped up to the outside. They're adding a 4th one back to the outside. Looks like it's going to be the 54. Yes, 54 of Sean Conklin moving up to the 2nd car of the outside row, and they drop back down to 3 cars up there once again.
3 cars, but the outside is staying strong. The 34, Jason Bridges, your race leader. He moves to the inside now. He's going to leave Sean Conklin out there on the outside. Jonathan Cogswell in the push into 27. Then you have the 3 of Chris Booth Jr. 3 cars on the outside. Let's take a look a little further back. Let's see how that other pack is doing. And it has started to close up on that lead pack, BJ.
Absolutely. The lead pack is moving, but so is the second line. Sorry, I lost the screen share there for a minute. Had to get my Discord to catch back up. But the outside row with just 3 cars doing a fantastic job right now, pushing and keeping Howell up in front.
Howell did a good job. Mullins in second. Now they lead the 3. That's Chris Booth Jr. He's going to drop back a little bit. Out there all by his lonesome on the high side as the bottom inside lane is a-coming. Chris Booth Jr. falls back to 7th, and he's not through yet. Falling back, he might be able to tuck in behind Kyle Hardy in that 99 if there's enough space between Hardy and Dunn.
And he would more than likely be aiming for that spot, and there he goes. He's shooting down to the bottom. Everybody's aiming back for that bottom line. Looks like it's going to be about time for pit stops to be coming once again as everybody's single filing it out, Dunner, on that yellow line.
$33 cars on the lead lap here at Talladega for the Bluegrass 250, presented to you by Roasted Gems Coffee. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. The 3 cars are actually the top 3. Sean Conklin there. Got a line just tab it, falls back in. You gotta wonder if some of these cars might start overheating, being tucked in tight between one another.
There's a very good chance you see their cars going past Farmer, putting Farmer a lap down now, back in 28th actually. Showing 28th on my overlay, so I'm not sure if they're quite caught up. Showing Farmer in 32nd now. Farmer is in 32nd, just one lap down, so now 31 cars left on the lead lap.
So you look at the battle box on your right-hand side, you see Ricky Howell Jr. up ahead. This Doug Newbigging in the 33. He's a lap car ahead of them. They'll close it on a hurry as they exit turn number 4 down the front straightaway, heading to the trioval. As you look when these drivers last pitted, up front was lap 23. See Mullins on lap 24. Now the pack up front is getting 2 by 2 again. With the 34 is Jason Bridges trying to get that top line going.
It does look like it as drivers moving up high. I'm a bit surprised to see it. I thought for sure they were heading for a pit stop there, but they're going to double file it back out, proving me wrong, and try to work their way back forward.
The outside lines are coming with Sean Conklin They're into 54, coming through the tri-oval. He will lead at the line to complete lap number 38. The drivers are on right now, lap number 38 of this 94 lap affair. Now you see Sean moves up to the high side. He sees the momentum up there. Ryan Campbell currently in second with Cedric Hunter in third. Then you got Brandon Zimmerman and Jason Bridges leading the inside. Now the 71 of Cedric Hunter moves to the bottom. So does the 54 of Sean Conklin to guard his lead. Oh, they almost made contact. Jason Bridges in that 34 machine.
Everybody doing a good job to hold on to it there through turns number 3 and 4, as that can get extremely dangerous moving around, especially that quickly through turns number 3 and 4. These cars very difficult to grab a hold of once they start getting loose and start sliding around on you. The force feedback, the feel in your wheel is not as strong as what it is in other cars. Right there was a fantastic display of driving ability by those drivers to keep those cars pointing straight and going down the track. So we got the 31 and the 35 calling out pit stops. We're looking on board right now with Jonathan Cogswell in that number 27 car. Hometown of Plainsfield. We're gonna have to get a hold of him and figure out what state Plainsfield is in.
As you look at on board, you see them 2 by 2 up ahead. So far, fantastic racing. The 24 looking to pull to the inside line now. That's Steve Tucker in the 24 from Boston.
Several drivers calling out their pitting this time by. This is going to start changing things up. Very tight pack. This cars coming from this lead pack up here pitting. You're going to see a lot of action going on. A lot of cars fanning out through the infield. And there they go. Down into the infield. Everybody fanning out, trying to avoid each other. Give each other as much room as possible.
The 4 drivers coming to pit road. Cedric Hunter, Aaron Smith, Ryan Campbell, and Brandon Zimmerman making their pit stops. Meanwhile, Alex Huffman, your race leader in the 4 machine. Nicholas Nugel there in second in 08. Sean Conklin currently third into 54 with a 24 of Steve Tucker and Jason Bridges rounding out your top 5 as they're heading down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
Almost like a 5-car breakaway, as there's a little bit of a gap to the Phantom Esports number 5 machine of Ricky Howes. We'd take a look on board. Looks like he's laying back off the cars in front, possibly in anticipation of pit stops and cars checking up to dive down to the inside.
Mikey Neal Jr. pits this time into 8 machine. Nicholas Nugel there, your race leader. Sean Conklin and Steve Tucker, your top 3. Oh,
and contact from to Ricky Howell Jr. and Alex Huffman. Looks like it started from the 47 piloted by, as soon as I find them here in my overlays, Ryan Joyner. That contact initiated from Ryan Joyner there in that red number 47. Green flag stays out. Cars head down pit road.
Jason Bridges, Sean Conklin, and Nicholas Nugel taking their pit stops. Steve Tucker now takes over the race lead with Garrett Pick in second. In the 44, the 47 of Joyner on outside. That's the red Tesla looking machine there. Then you have James Mullins in the 2, giving him a good shove down the back straightaway.
Drivers still looking towards pit stops. This is the last chance that they have to pit before the stage break. The stage will end here in 2 laps after they cross the line. There's just 2 laps remaining here in the stage as it ends at the end of lap number 45. The drivers out on track, holding out until the stage break. The cars that went in the pits, most of them are going to be hoping to stay on the lead lap and get the top positions coming to the end of the stage.
Ryan Joyner, now your race leader with James Mullins, Jonathan Cogswell, Steve Tucker, and Landon Huffman. Your top 5, Garrett Pick, Riley Dunn, Scott Fritz, James Searight, Frankie Barroso, and then Mo Abbott, your top 11. You see the 27 of Cogswell pushing Mullins. As you look at 27, it looks like he's missed the hood.
Have a hood. I wonder if that's a glitch or if he looks like that on mine too. Nope, he's got no hood on mine too. So, impressive job keeping up right now without a hood, running in 4th currently in that number 27 machine.
On lap number 45, down the back straightaway. These drivers have yet to pit. Coming to the end of the stage, number 2, Ryan Joyner, your race leader, being pushed by 24, Steve Tucker. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, heading towards that tri-oval. Tucker's going to pull it into pit road.
And that is the stage as Ryan Joyner takes not just stage 1 but stage number 2 as well in that number 47 machine. Looks like Elon Musk has been doing Joyner some wonders in that machine.
As your top 10 look like this: Joyner, Huffman, Searight, Fritz, Barroso, Abbott, Pick, Dunn, and Mullins and Tucker. So far, 46 laps in the books, BJ. The pace cars catching up to the field. Only one caution on the night. Don't forget your caution sponsor. Since we haven't had any, we'll show it a couple more times here. Your caution sponsors throughout the seasons, Blanchard Towing. Make sure to give them a call at 207-817-0105. Well, BJ, look and see if you can pull up the 47 of Ryan Joyner.
Found 47 of Ryan Joyner.
Why so that tonight sponsored by sponsors for tonight's race is Kinder Performance, Buck Kicker, Blanchard's Towing, Hoffman Designs, Roasted Jim's Coffee, sponsoring the Bluegrass iRacing Series. As the drivers come down pit road, not too sure what Joyner's doing there. Maybe he ran out of gas, BJ. As that's what it is. He's getting a push onto pit road by the 54 of Sean Conklin. Back on track on first is the 14, James Searight, Steve Tucker, Scott Fritz, Landon Huffman, Cedric Hunter, and Frankie Barroso. In 6, Mo Abbott. In 7th, Brandon Zimmerman, Garrett Peck, and Jonathan Cogswell, your top 10.
All right, and I have caught up with our stage winner, Ryan Joyner. Ryan, 2 2 stages back to back. You pulled it off, managed to get up there. You got the 10 points for each stage. You got the bonus point for the playoffs. How are you feeling right now on that number 47 machine?
I'm feeling really good. I feel like the EOL was a little unnecessary considering I didn't have enough fuel to be able to make it to my pits. I actually ran out right before the pits. But I think I'll be able to bounce back from the back. I don't think that'll be a problem at all. It's a long race. It's only halfway right now, so we'll see how it pans out.
So what's the game plan to try to get through this traffic with 35 laps to go? Actually, less than 35 laps to go. We come back to green.
I don't know. It's a lot of pit strategy. I feel like that's where I've won both of the stages at. You had to save a lot. We had to save a lap and a half in 20 laps, so that's quite a bit in that little amount of time. I'm just going to get back together with my teammates and see if we can save enough fuel to be able to maybe overcut these guys and maybe take them out of the race that way. But we'll just have to see how the cautions pan out and everything like that.
Alrighty, well, good luck to you. Congratulations on winning Stage 1 and Stage 2.
Thank you.
And I'll try to get you back down there with your team. What team was that?
Matthew Beeman Driving School.
Matthew Beeman Driving.
Everybody needs to attend that. Matthew Beeman Driving School. That's where I learned.
Alright. Alrighty, we'll try to get you back down there with them. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Lights around the pace vehicle. James C. Wright and Scott Fritz on your front row. The 40 of Landon Hoffman and Cedric Hunter to his outside in the 71. Your top 2 rows there as lights are out. We're fixing to let them loose momentarily. You know, some of these drivers got to be thankful for that little break there. All tensed up, tightened up in that draft. Try not to make a mistake. And look at Scott Fritz up front in that second position in that one machine.
Doing a fantastic job here tonight. Scott Fritz, one of our dirt guys. We're used to seeing him over on the dirt, but here he is on the asphalt. He was up front all night last night. It's been kind of quiet here tonight. Showed it up there in the front a couple of times. And now he's starting on the outside of the front row.
As the drivers come out, turn number 4, that pace car will look to pull in. As he starts to make that left-hand turn down the pit road. James C. Wright bringing the field to the green. Good start for C. Wright and Hoffman. Fritz got caught sleeping on that start. Fritz will pull it down to the inside. He's the 3rd car in line in that one machine. 71 of Hunter, and he's going to be left to drive, BJ.
He is very quickly. Everybody drops to the inside, leaving just a couple of cars up on the outside. We saw this at the start of the last stage. It looked like everybody dropped at the inside. It was going to calm down and not have a lot of aggression. Then all of a sudden we were 2, even 3 wide a couple of times part way through that second stage.
Looking on board, Gregory Carrico there. As he pulls it inside, behind Braden Zimmerman. You see on his outside there, that's Mikey Neal Jr. in the 8 machine.
The the 8 machine all by himself on the outside. On the outside of the 20 right now, doing a good job keeping up. Here comes the outside row flying up through. He's going to be hoping they're going to get up to his back bumper and start pushing him on forward.
Looking a little further back in the pack there. James Mullins in the 2 machine, currently running 11th as they're 3 wide for 10th, 11th, and 12th. 3 and 4 rows deep of 3 wide action here at Talladega. You're watching the Bluegrass Cup Series presented to you by Roasted Gems.
You know, I said it wrong earlier when I was talking to Ryan Joyner. I was thinking we had 80 laps when I said there'd be less than 35 laps when we come back green. We have 94 laps here tonight. So we still have 45 laps to go right now.
40? Yeah, we sure do. As you look right now in front of Bo Abbott in the 48, ahead of him is the 51 of Ryan Dunn. Peyton Strickland on the inside. He's the 41 machine. Now this is 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in the field. Chris Blanchard, currently running 29th, is the last driver on the lead lap. Hoffman, Howe, Farmer, Newbigin, Howe, Pelliser, and Sturgill Jr. a lap down or out of the race. As you look on the side of these cars,
cars starting to move around a lot more. Jump to the inside, jump to the outside, jump to the extreme outside lines here. Looks like the extreme outside line is going to be little for naught right now for the drivers that went up there, as they're going to start working their way back to the middle line there, which is currently the outside line, and try to work their way up. They really got to tighten up if they're going to have a chance at battling for these top positions.
Cedric Hunter trying to lead the charge on the outside line with the 20 of Brandon Zimmerman in his hip pocket, giving the push out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. The top line has 4 cars nose to tail to try to gain some speed to catch up to Brandon Holder. That's running the inside line. As they go into turn number 3, Hunter, he's up to that 3rd position in the 71. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. They do see a lap car ahead. Lap car will stay high as these drivers go underneath them.
Everybody playing it safe now. They've calmed down into their 2 rows. Oh, why not say that just a little bit too soon, as we see one of them dive back to the inside line. And outside line seems to be starting to thin out more and more as this race goes on, and people seem to start preferring the inside line. It's a little bit surprising after the charge that we saw early on in this race.
Definitely a little surprising there. As a 17 going a lap down, that's Michael Sturgill Jr. He's a couple laps down in that 17 machine. He stays tucked into the inside line as these drivers get around him. Right now, Brandon Holder is your race leader. Ryan Campbell, Brian Terry, and Mikey Neal Jr. your top 4. 5th is Sean Conklin in the 54 machine.
Inside line extremely dominant right now as everybody's starting to pull away on that inside line. The top 10, top 12 right around there right now on that inside line is just absolutely running away. Being led by Brandon Holder in the 31 right now.
Holder, Campbell, Terry, Neal, Conklin. Fritz is currently running 6th in the 1 machine. Nicholas Nugel in 7th. Then you got Gregory Carrico, Garrett Pick, and Steve Tucker, your top 10. The 24 on the outside line being pushed by the 2 of James Mullins. They're the only two drivers at the front right there on outside. A little further back, though, you have Cedric Hunter on outside with Brandon Zimmerman, Landon Hoffman, Chris Muth Jr., Riley Dunn, and Peyton Strickland. Aaron Smith II currently running 26. Kyle Hardy, we spoke about him earlier. He's currently running 24th.
And then a little bit further up front, we have the 47 of Ryan Joyner. He's made his way back into the top 10 after receiving the EOL on that last stage. He has worked his way back up through the field and is in the top 10 on that inside line, trying to look for more.
Gregory Carrico trying everything. Oh, he gets close to the 34 of Jason Bridges. That's something you definitely don't want to happen, is make contact. He got close. No harm, no foul. As they're 2 wide, 14th on back. Chris Blanchard. Some of you asking about them. They're in the second pack there. Chris Blanchard. In a 6-car pack. That's Gabriel Ellison, Matt Greener, Blanchard, and Sluter. Meanwhile, up front, Brandon Holder, Ryan Campbell, Brian Terry. Your top 3. DJ, the outside line is starting to form again. Sean Conklin in the 54.
Slowly but surely, it is forming. Our stage winner of Ryan Joyner still on that inside. You got to be wondering if he's questioning himself about not going up to the top to get himself up there into the top 5 positions, or if he's just sitting back here trying to save fuel. As he mentioned earlier, he's trying to get those longer runs. He's trying to get those later pit stops. As right now, he's going to be mired back in 14th, but the outside row being led off by the 54 of Sean Conklin. They are, as you said, they are coming forward, getting that charge cut. It's finally forming up for them.
3 wide right now. You see Mullins in the 2 machine, being pushed by the 3 of Chris Muth Jr. They got an opening there. They're going to come down, join the outside line. Lap cars ahead of Brandon Holder, Ryan Campbell, and Brian Terry.
Inside row still showing their strength, still running stronger than the outside row. You see there's 3 cars on the outside row and then a little gap between them, about a car length in between the 3rd and 4th car in the row on the outside. That's going to hurt them. That's going to cause them to not be able to get that run unless they really get down against the side of that inside row and get that side draft as the outside row finally starts to tighten up there into turn number 1.
Coming out turn number 2, down the long back straightaway. Conklin pulls alongside of Holder. Now Conklin takes the race lead. The outside line is moving down the back straightaway into turn number 3. There you see Cedric Hunter in the 71. Now the 34 goes to the bottom as Jason Bridges pulls alongside the 54 of Sean Conklin. Conklin falls back to second. Now battles back as Hunter giving him a good push down into the tri-oval.
34 of Bridges making an extremely tight move to drop to the inside, but it was little for naught as the 71 of Cedric Hunter right back up to the back bumper, and we got a car going around.
A little further back there, you see the 3, the 40. Ryan Dunn in a 51. Well, this was the big one tonight so far.
A lot of drivers getting heated and getting scolded by the race admin. Trying to keep drivers off the mics. We take another look at it here. Looks like the 18 just comes up the track across the nose of the 24. I'm not sure if he came up off the bottom there or if he just got hooked a little bit by that 24.
And then he goes for a tumble.
Looks like
Gregor Carrico there in the 18. As we play this back just a tad bit and see what initially caused this.
it sounds as though the 18 is going to get credited for the caution moving down. Oh, it was the 34 that he made contact with. See, 34 holding his line there on the inside. The 18 does come right down on him and just hooks himself across the nose of the 34 and goes for a wild ride, collecting several other cars with him, as well as Sturgill once again, and a few other cars as well.
As we're on board Chris Muth Jr.'s car, look at that car flying ahead of him.
Chris Muth just stuck with nowhere to go. You see cars right down on the apron just squeaking by.
Well, BJ, why don't you go see if you can get a hold of our race leader? As he
Race
pulls into
leader.
pit road, Sean Conklin, the 54. As you see the 31, Brendan Holder making his pit stop. Looking at that 3 machine of Chris Muth Jr. Heavy damage to the front and back of that machine. Jason Bridges, the first lead him off pit road in that 34. Brandon Holder comes out second with Steve Tucker, Aaron Smith, Scott Fritz, your top 5. Then Mikey Neal Jr., Cedric Hunter, Sean Conklin, Mo Abbott, and Brandon Zimmerman, your top 10.
And speaking of Sean Conklin, the race leader at the time the caution came out, we have caught up with him. Sean, what a run. What's some wild, crazy chaos going on right there behind you in that caution?
Yeah, it was kind of getting a little bit heated, so I tried to get up front and stayed out of it. I took tires in this caution. Looks like maybe some people didn't, so fell back a few spots, but it shouldn't be a problem trying to get back up there. Or if I don't have to, I'll just ride around and wait for a later time when the timing is right. But yeah, it's been a fun race so far. We've been mid-pack to up front most of the race, so it's been fun.
You started back in 25th, and you had the race lead when that caution came out. Was you expecting to be up there at this stage of the race, or just some lucky breaks made your way up there?
I wanted to be up there for both the stages. I wanted to have a shot at both stage wins, but I kind of misjudged both pit stops. Especially the second one. I thought it was 40 instead of 45 laps for the stage, so I was gonna stay out, but that didn't work out. So yeah, so now all I can do is go for the win, and we'll see how that plays out.
Alright, well, a strong run for you here tonight in that good-looking number 54 machine. Good luck to you with the remainder of this race starting here in the top 10.
Thank you.
As the cars head down the tri-oval, Jason Bridges, Brandon Holder, Steve Tucker, your top 3. Lights go on the pace vehicle. We're going to go green next time by as drivers double up going into turn number 1. Scott Fritz currently running 5th. Mikey Neal in the 8 machine, currently running 6th. You got Cedric Hunter in the 71. He's been strong tonight. He's up 24 positions, currently running 7th. Sean Conklin, who we just spoke with, in a car number 54. He's up 17 spots, currently running 8th. Mo Abbott in the 48 machine, currently running 9th. He's up 20 spots. Brandon Zimmerman, currently running 10th. In the number 20 car, he's up 14 spots. So, BJ, a lot of movers up on the front.
Definitely a lot of movers, something we've been seeing here all week long. A lot of the drivers up in the front, starting 20th or further back, it seems like, all week long here in the Trucks, the Xfinity, and now in the Cup Series. Doing a fantastic job getting through the field and keeping it pretty clean.
That's right. And don't forget, this caution was brought to you by Blanchard's Towing. Give them a call at 207-817-0105. Service in Central Maine and beyond.
And they have been very busy tonight. Blanchard's Towing out there on the track, getting some of these cars off the track. Seen cars flying, flipping. Well, actually, we haven't really seen anybody flipping, I don't think, here tonight. Really surprised not to see them flipping.
And don't forget Roasted Jim's Coffee, the presenting sponsor tonight, the Bluegrass 250. Here at Talladega, you're watching Ultimate Dirt TV. I want to thank the people back at home on UDTV, Facebook, and YouTube. People watch it on Bluegrass, YouTube, and Facebook, dirtfan.com, and several more platforms is being broadcasted on tonight. Pace car makes that hard left-hand turn. Jason Bridges and Brandon Holder bringing us back to the green. Bridges on the loud pedal. He gets a good jump there. Bridges goes to that top line in front of Holder. Aaron Smith in the 70 machine. Currently that third car. Now you see Bridges moves to the bottom. That's going to allow Holder to get a run on the outside. Holder takes the lead out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Now Holder moves down to the bottoms with Smith and Neal Jr.
Thought for a moment that 34 Bridges was going to play the blocking game, but then he moved back to the inside. I think he thought that inside line was coming harder than the outside, but he was a little bit misjudged on that one there, as the outside road just took off flying by him after making that decision.
Looking a little further back, there's the 41 of Peyton Strickland. Chris Blanchard in the 19, currently running 25th. Then you got Chris Mook Jr. with heavy damage on that car, with Riley Dunn with heavy damage, and Alex Hoffman. Meanwhile, up front, single file. All the way to 8th place and back, or double file. Now you see Cedric Hunter making a move to that outside line there, trying to get it rounded up and heading to the front.
With under 30 laps to go, drivers making a lot of moves now. They're going to be aiming for that front as quickly as possible. They're going to want to get up there. They're going to want to get those positions, so that way they can have that freer, that better position for the pit stops to get in, get their last bit of fuel, and get out.
The outside lines are coming there to see Jason Bridges in that 34 machine ahead of Cedric Hunter. The outside line's coming. Now look at Mikey Neal goes to the top. They're all over this place. Now 3 wide. That is for 4th, 5th, and 6th on the board. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Bridges stuck on that very outside. Now you look at the 8 and Mikey Neal Jr. battling the 31 of Holder for the race lead. Cedric gives him a push out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Now the 8 of Neal moves to the inside. Cedric with a run. On the outside line, he's getting pushed by Sean Conklin. Coming to the line. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Cedric Hunter leading lap number 67.
Conklin very quickly back to second. Now he's going to drop to the inside line and try to get the run for the lead. He's going to be hoping for that inside line to catch back up. Here comes Ryan Joyner, third car on the outside row. He's going to jump clear to the extreme outside row. They're going to go 1 and 2 for the race lead. That's Garrett Pick being pushed by Ryan Joyner.
Outside line now really looking kind of squirrely as most of them come down to the bottom. Ryan Pick in the 44. Garrett Pick. Ryan Joyner in second to 47. Dustin Sluter there in third in the 15 machine. Sluter goes to the outside of Joyner. He's trying to get that 54 of Conklin to give him a push Oh, he's going to fall in line in that second spot there, Dustin Sluter. But look at the very top there. There's two drivers. They're coming.
Sluter squeezes in between the teammates of Joyner and Pick. There we're now 1, 2, 3 outside row, still trying to fight. We got one left out to dry on the extreme outside. That looks like it's going to be the 27 of Cogswell as he is falling back very quickly.
4-car breakaway. They got a couple cars separating in between. The 08 of Mikey Neal Jr. Now the 70 closes the gap there. That is Aaron Smith the second. The 47 of Joyner left out on the top there. That's allowing the 8 of Mikey Neal Jr. to get a run down the front straightaway. 3 wide. We have one shooting way down to the bottom there. That's Scott Fritz.
Good chance Scott Fritz trying to cool his motor down right now. Dropping to the inside. He's going to fall all the way to the back of that lead pack.
3 wide action going on there. Down the back straightaway, the long back straightaway. Pick up a lot of momentum from this draft, and these cars love to draft here at Talladega. Your race leader, Garrett Pick, in the 44. Mikey Neal, the 8 machine, on the outside, getting pushed by Sean Conklin in the 54. And Cedric Hunter in that. Actually, Hunter got left to dry there because Conklin and Neal moved to the inside.
Our top 5 right now is Mikey Neal Jr., Sean Conklin, Garrett Pick, Dustin Sluter. Actually, just got confirmation on that. It is Sluter, and we see another car trying to dive to the inside, a little tight there. That's going to be Ryan Joyner once again. He is back up into the top 5 and doing everything he can to get up there to the front.
Looking off the nose of Brian Terry from Owensboro, Kentucky. The 13 machine. On the outside line just ahead of him. The 31 of Brandon Holder. There you see the 7. Doug Newbiggie. Going another lap down. Looking off the back of this car, you see a large gap there.
Oh, I still said it wrong. It's Sliter. We'll get there eventually. We're learning.
Mikey Neal Jr. continues to lead. Conklin. Pick. Slider. Newgold. Your top 5. 23 laps to go. When they cross the line, to be 22 down the front straightaway into the tri-oval. 22 laps to go this time for Mikey Neal. Look a little further back there, Scott Fritz. He has some damage on his nose there from the wreck earlier. There's the three-car pack. A little further back, Chris Blanchard, Peyton Strickland, and Landon Hoffman. The 8 machine of Mikey Neal Jr. continues to lead here at Talladega. The Roasted Gems Coffee. The presenting sponsor tonight for the Bluegrass 250.
Inside line with the strength right now in this race. Sorry, I'm still getting fed information from our race control on pronunciations as this race is going down, closing down on our final laps of this race, on our final 20 laps of this race this next time around.
Joyner leading the outside pack down the back straightaway. You see a lap car ahead. Mikey Neal, your race leader, going around the 84. That's David Farmer. Heavy damage on the nose of that car, missing the hood, the bumper, the whole 9 yards. Coming to 20 to go, this time at the line. For the 8 of Neal Jr. Conklin, Pick, Sluter, and Nugel, your top 5. Cedric Hunter on the outside line.
That outside line starting to form back once again. You see him fighting on the outside, making moves. A lot of cars moving up there, and they're starting to finally get that charge back that they had earlier.
They're inching their way slowly but for surely. Right now, the 54 Conklin giving the good little push to the 8 machine of Neal Jr. as they head out turn number 4 down the front straightaway, heading toward that tri-oval. Coming to 19 to go here at Talladega, the Bluegrass 250, presented to you by Roasted Gems Coffee.
Lap cars coming up ahead. Everybody's jumping to the top side. It gets very sketchy when everybody's running 2x2 and you see them just kind of doing the wave almost is what it's like going around lap traffic like that. Good job by everybody getting by them.
Good job. You saw Cedric Hunter in the 71. He goes to the inside line. The 15 of Dustin Sluter there in the, or 35, I'm sorry, not the 15. Then Nicholas Nugel, Ryan Joyner, Smith, and Holder, and Tucker.
I can say Noggle's name different every time.
I do.
But there's a bit of a breakaway now on that inside line, and it looks as though drivers might be getting ready for their final pit stops of this race as everybody's starting to squeeze into that inside.
Brian Terry, the 13 machine, looking on board with him. Goes around the 08 of Nicholas Nugel. We'll go on board Cedric Hunter.
ON. What place is ON?
Ontario.
Ontario, that's right. He was the driver from Canada.
Mikey Neal Jr. continues to lead. The outside lines form back up again with Aaron Holder leading that charge.
Every time I see drivers shoot to the inside, squeezing in, thinking they're getting ready for the pit stops, they prove me wrong and reform on the outside. Being led right now by Brandon Holder, pushed by the 13 of Brian Terry. They're getting a good run now on the outside, back up side by side for second, almost for the race lead as they're coming out of turn number 2.
Down that long back straightaway. 16 laps to go. Holder battling side by side with Dill. Conklin, Terry, Pick, Nugel, Cogswell, Hunter, Campbell, and Sluter, your top 10. As you see the 31 of Holder. He pulls up to the quarter panel of the 8 of Neal out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, heading towards the tri-oval. The good run. Now Holder has the lead momentarily. Holder with lead up the line.
As we do have pit stops starting to be called out now. And outside line looks like they're staying up, or doesn't look like they're aiming to start squeezing into the inside. They're probably going to be the ones to aim for the longer run here, trying to keep it going as far as they can and get as far ahead of the inside row as they possibly can.
15 to go, coming to 14 when they cross the line. Holder and Terry 1 and 2. Mikey Neal Jr. on the inside line trying to get the 54. 54 is coming in. That's Sean Conklin making his pit stop.
Conklin with the early pit stop. Not a lot of takers in that front group. It's a bit surprising to see a driver jumping out without a lot of help and going for a pit stop at this stage without more cars.
Definitely, as the outside line has 3 drivers there. The 80 of Ryan Campbell. I believe that's Garrett Pick. And Kyle Hardy. Kyle Hardy in that 99. Coming out turn number 4. Heading down the front straightaway. Now you see some more drivers heading to pit road. It's fixing to be busy. Right. Oh, we got one sideways. He will back it up. We'll stay green. That is Garrett Pick there.
And I'm going to see if I can't jump back and get a quick analysis on what just happened there with Garrett Pick.
Meanwhile, up front, Brandon Holder, Ryan Campbell, Dustin Sluter, Jason Bridges, and Kyle Hardy, your top 5.
Looks as though Garrett Pick just kind of lost it on his own. Heading down into pit road. Nobody really touched him, just like he locked up his brakes or downshift too quickly and the car just snapped.
Now your front pack pulls into the pit lane. And there's Aaron Smith, the first driver out of the pits in the 70 machine, down the back straightaway. He has a little bit to go for the catch up to the front. Holder, Campbell, Hardy, Bridges, and Sluter. Now if you're them, you're just taking a splash and go.
Seems as though they're getting about 20 to 22 laps on each tank, so I'd say they're going to be taking about a half of what they normally would take, a little bit more than what I would consider a splash and go, but less than a full tank. These guys are going to be going after it, getting in and getting out as best possible.
Those drivers are pulling out of pit road, but that second pack there being led by Nicholas Nugel. Coming in a hurry in that 08 machine, Ryan Joyner. Right behind him was Cedric Hunter as they come out turn number 2. Closed up on a hurry, making a run to the front spot down the back straightaway. As you look at Brandon Holder, right there, Holder, the two, him and Seawright, I believe it is, on the inside. But look at Nugel now, takes the lead. Oh, no. You thought they saved it, BJ, but we got him going around here up front. Caution out.
Big contact. Big contact. A lot of tempers flying on that one. Several drivers collected in that as Nugel comes back up the track, collects most of the lead pack. Cars shooting, diving everywhere, trying to avoid the carnage going on there, going into the tri-oval.
Let's rewind just a tad bit and see what so you see Joyner there giving a push. Joyner goes down. They must have made a tad bit of contact, upset the 08.
Really good chance of what actually happened with that one there. There might not have been any contact. These cars, if you cut the air off the back of the car in front of you in these next-gen cars, I've seen it happen quite a bit. They're just going to snap and take off flying on you, just like you saw right there off the back of Nogel's car.
Looking inside the in-car camera.
Does not appear as though there was any contact between the two cars. Just took all of that downforce off the rear of that 08 when Ryan Joyner in the 47 took the look underneath of him, hooked him left, shot him down the track into Joyner. And then in attempts to recover the car, Noggle just comes back up the track, collecting so much of the front pack right there.
Cedric Hunter, your race leader. Brandon Holder, Ryan Joyner, your top three. Look a little further back. There's Sean Conklin's car. Has some damage on the nose. Currently running 16th. Tough luck for that young man. Tonight's caution is brought to you by Blanchard's Towing, servicing Central Maine and beyond. Give them a call at 207-817-0105. Also a good time to thank the sponsors for sponsoring the series. Butt Kicker, Hoffman Designs, Blanchard's Towing, Kinder Performance Group, Roasted Gems Coffee. If you'd like to sponsor one of the series, one of the races, a hard charger or something like that, make sure to get a hold of the Bluegrass Facebook page. Get a hold of Jason. I'm sure he'll love it.
Absolutely. And if you're looking for a good place to race, this has been action-packed racing all week long. And then, on top of everything we've seen here at Talladega this week, Steve, they've got late models tomorrow night. Also here on UDTV.
Definitely. That's something I'm comfortable doing, is the dirt side of things. That's the thing I do. Championship night. Will Jesse Jonder capture the first title? His first championship with the Bluegrass. The inaugural championship. It's all tomorrow night. The Bluegrass Fix Pro Late Ball Series, presented to you by Majula C Speed Shop. All starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Live on Ultimate Dirt TV. You can catch it also on dirtfan.com. The Bluegrass social media sites and YouTube. UDTV, Facebook, and YouTube. Well, BJ, last night we had some haters. You know, they didn't come out to play tonight.
Nah, it doesn't look like they did.
No, probably. You know, the reason why they said we were smoking a bowl is because they're probably sitting back smoking a darn bowl. That's what it was.
Yeah. That's not my thing.
Well, you know, definitely there can't be their thing, because the lighter noise is from it's the wrong kind of lighter to be smoking a bowl off of. Just saying. So obviously they're not very good potheads, are they?
I'm questioning how you know that.
The pace vehicle's fixing to make that left-hand turn. We're going back to racing. It's Cedric Hunter and Brandon Holder bringing us back to the green. Green flag is back out with 8 laps to go at the line. The Bluegrass 250 presented to you by the Roasted Jim's Coffee. Into turn number 1. Look at Cedric Hunter with a good run there. All by his lonesome, but that's going to allow Holder and Campbell and the 8 of Neal Jr. They got momentum on the high side out of turn number 2. Look at Holder take the lead down the back straightaway.
A lot of moving around, a lot of shaking, a lot of stirring. We're within the last 10 laps. We see 3 wide, almost 4 wide a couple of times right there. Drivers shooting, trying to get to the front as fast as possible. Here comes Kyle Hardy in the 99 machine, making his move for the front.
Kyle Hardy currently running that 7th spot there. Joyner looking to go up top there. Hardy down low. Hardy will take over 5th.
Hardy been kind of quiet throughout the night. Now taking a look for a good finish here at the late stages of this race. Everybody in the top 10 now looking like they're going to start single filing it out down onto the inside line.
Single file. Everybody except for the end of that lead pack who's double wide back there. We do have one car pulling out to the high side. You got to wonder if he's trying to cool his motor down a little bit.
Cooling his motor down or looking for any takers. We know he got a little bit of contact between him and the number 34 machine of Bridges. No harm, no foul. Driver's able to hold on to it. Everybody single filing back out as he falls back to the back of that line.
Into turn number 1, coming out turn number 2 down that long back straightaway. They got a caution out on the racetrack.
Seeing everybody fan out there as soon as the yellow flag waved. Everybody looking to get out of the way and not get into each other. You see here on screen the instant replay. See Scott Fritz looks like he went high, came back low, hooked the 14 who was down below the yellow line. That sends the 14 sliding up towards the safer barrier wall. Looks like he's going to be all by himself, nobody else getting involved. Almost wonder if Scott Fritz was not expecting him to be down there and not thinking he was that close to him. Going down to the bottom of the track. Not real sure what the 14 was doing down there below the yellow line there.
As you ride on board with Scott Fritz in the 1 machine. So you see Scott, he starts to move up the track there. So you got to wonder, Scott thought it was clear. Then he sees, well, he does make contact with the 40 of Landon Hoffman. That pushes them back down into the 14.
He actually makes contact with 2 teammates right there from the left rear quarter of one to the right rear quarter of another.
Well, you know what? You're going to pick a fight. Don't pick it with the one. You pick it with all. You know what I'm saying? You go for the whole group, not just one out of the group. The whole group. You got to do it right.
Hey, you might as well. I mean, if you're going to do it, do it.
Tough luck there for Scott Fritz. That caution brought to you by who, BJ? Blanchard's Towing.
That one. See, I need this stuff in front of me, but our producer man just hasn't gotten it to me yet.
Right now with 4 laps to go, the lights are still on the pace car. You're watching the Bluegrass 250 presented to you by the Roasted Gems Coffee.
Lights should be going out this time by. That'll give them 3-2 to run when we come back to green.
So anyway, he's like, Steven, how did I know about lighters? I will tell you this, BJ. The line of work I do, I see a lot of people that do certain things, okay?
That's a very fair point. That is a very fair point.
And normally, it's like this. To know a pothead, you gotta be a pothead, right? To know a crackhead, you gotta once been a crackhead, right?
Oh boy.
Just saying.
Steve's telling on himself now. Live on UDTV.
But no, I work at a hospital, so you see a lot of different stuff there, so yeah.
It's a very fair point. Right now, our race leader, Brandon Holder, as we're getting ready to go 3 to go this time by, and lights should be going out on the pace car. We're going to have Brandon Holder, Ryan Campbell side by side coming to the next restart. Get ready for an action-packed shootout to the finish. Steve, it's going to be a good finish here. I can feel it coming.
Definitely should be a good finish. With 3 to go, the cars are fixing to start doubling up. Looking on the back of Brandon Holder. Looks like Holder goes to the top line for this restart. When he takes the green flag, it'll be 2 laps to go. Green, white, checkered. Here at Talladega.
The entire field, side by side. Bit of damages up there in towards the front even. Look at the damaged cars all down the outside row especially. Holder chose the outside, Campbell on the inside.
Next week, I believe, will be at Auto Club.
Sweet.
Expecting some new camera packs coming next week.
Uh-oh.
As we're fixing to go back to racing with green, white, checkered. The pace car making the left-hand turn into pit road. Holder and Campbell. Does Campbell have anything for Holder? Or could Chris Blanchard come from 14th? Aaron Smith from 13th? Or Jonathan Cogswell from 12th? As you look at Ryan Campbell there with nose damage, we're going green. Good start there for Holder in that 31 machine. The 15 of Matt Greener. What? Grenier, there you go.
Yeah.
Ryan Campbell in the 80, giving a good push to Brandon Holder. Campbell with a little bit of nose damage. Look on the 8 machine, he has a little bit of nose damage. That's Mikey Neal Jr. You gotta wonder if that's hindering him on the outside line. Is it Stalin, the 44 of Garrett Pick, or the 47 there? the outside line, gets a run down the back straightaway, or in the front straightaway into the tri-oval, side by side at the line. Give it to Mikey Nielsen or BJ. Final lap. That nose damage is not hurting him right now.
The nose damage is not hurting him as he has got the 44 right up his back bumper, giving him a fantastic shove up there to the lead. But here comes, I missed who that was, the 31 of Holder back to the outside, bringing the number 80 Ryan Campbell back with him. Here, the 47 of Ryan Joyner coming right with him. Joyner gets a little nudge to the back of the 80. That's going to move the 80 up high and open the door for Joyner to come through.
Down the front straightaway, down the tri-oval. Oh, a wreck with Joyner and Hardy. Picking up the win will be Garrett Pick. Matt and Brandon Zimmerman, your top three, and they're wrecking everywhere.
Cars flying everywhere. Your top five winds out unofficially. Garrett Pick, Matt Grenier, Brandon Zimmerman, Jonathan Cogswell, and Aaron Smith. Cars that weren't even in the conversation coming to that white flag as we went 3, 4, 5 wide, coming to the checkered flag. Contact between Kyle Hardy and Ryan Joyner just sends cars flying through the infield, up into the wall, through the air. Completely unexpected winner of Garrett Pick coming out on the big benefactor on that one.
The 44 machine picking up the season opener of the Bluegrass Cup Series. On the final lap, BJ, I gotta say that must have been the big one.
That's the one we waited on for. As big as that one is, I'd say 3 days.
Definitely. As we're waiting for post-race interviews, let's go ahead with your race results. Your official race results: Garrett Pick, Matt Grenier, yeah. Brandon Zimmerman, Jason Cogswell, Aaron Smith, Brandon Holder, Cedric Hunter, Mo Abbott, Ryan Campbell, Steve Tucker, Sean Conklin, Dustin Sluter, Scott Fritz, Gabriel Ellison. Then you got Peyton Strickland, Landon Hoffman, Ryan Joyner, and Brian Terry, your top 18. Coming on 19th be Alex Hoffman, Kyle Hardy, Frankie Barrisso. Got Chris Blanchard in 22nd. 23rd is Jason Bridges. James Searline. Mikey Neal, 25th. David Farmer, 26th. Riley Dunn, 27th. 28th is Chris Muth Jr. Doug Newbegin, 29th. 30th be Nicholas Nugel. Ricky Howell comes on 31st. James Mullins, 32nd. Gregory Carrico comes home 33rd. Michael Sturgill Jr. comes on 34th. Scott Howell, 35th. And 36th is Jack Pelliser. Yes, sir.
And our top three drivers have made it. I believe Steve is caught up with the third place finisher of Brandon Zimmerman.
Brandon, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
All right, congratulations on your third place finish there. What a wild finish, but a good finish.
Yeah.
So
it was pretty crazy at the end, man.
Definitely up 21 spots in the start of the race tonight. You know, what was your strategy coming in tonight?
Well, I was with these guys last season, and I know a lot of these guys. I know a lot of these guys, but there's a lot of new names I didn't know. So I was just gonna spend the first stage or two riding, getting a good feel for it, and then towards the end, if I survived, I was just gonna go for a win there.
Definitely. Well, you survived, that's for sure.
Barely.
Bringing home your Roasted Jim's coffee Ford Mustang.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yep.
We had a green, white, checkered finish there. What was your goal there? Was it just a...
I had my teammate Cedric behind me in the 71 on the inside. I just wanted to get with him and try to get one of us to win. And then it got pretty crazy on the back stretch coming to the checker. So at that point, it was just, keep my foot in it and hopefully it picked the right hole to go in.
And definitely did. Go ahead, thank those fine sponsors making it all possible for you.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Lucky Duck Motorsports. Those are a bunch of great guys that I race with, and Roasted Jim's Coffee, best coffee. I'm not racing, man. And shout out to you guys too. I appreciate what y'all are doing too.
Well, thank you. I appreciate someone who appreciates something. Maybe some of these other people could pick up some respect, right?
I hear that, man.
All right, buddy. Good luck, especially next week.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
You too. That is Brandon Zimmerman coming home in third tonight. BJ, I believe you caught up with our second place finisher.
That's right. I've caught up with our second place finisher of Matt Grenier. Matt, what a wild finish to bring that number 15 machine into a top 3.
Yeah, how about that, huh? I ran around the back pretty much all night, and to come home P2 is definitely more than I could have asked for, so I definitely can't complain about tonight.
That is for sure, man. You made your way up through the field a couple of times, if I'm not mistaken. You finished 15 spots to good. Walk us through your strategy getting through the field a little bit.
The plan was to just kind of ride around. If we were able to get some stage points, we were going to take it. If not, we were just going to try to stay clean and stay out of trouble. Unfortunately, had a little trouble on that first set of pit stops with my teammate, a little miscommunication, and he ended up getting some pretty major damage, so that took him out early. So I feel terrible for him. But from then on, I was able to work with some people and get just kind of stay in it and get forward and be there when it came time to make it count at the end, and we were able to do that.
A fantastic job doing it. Now's when you thank sponsors, shout outs, everybody who helps you get up there.
Yeah, I got to thank Maine Dump Runners for sponsoring the car. You're in the southern Maine area, definitely go see them for any of your junk removal needs. They'll take care of you. I got to thank Scott and Frankie, Mo and Steve for letting me run with them tonight. It was definitely helpful to have some running partners. Got to thank my parents for watching each and every week, and my fiance for letting me do this every week. And then I got to thank Jason for putting on an awesome league. He works hard, and I don't think he can ever get enough credit. And I got to thank you guys for putting on an awesome broadcast.
All right, well, thank you very much. Steve mentioned earlier it is awesome to get some gratitude up here in the booth, so we thank you greatly. And congratulations on your finish.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
That is Matt Grenier, and I believe Steve's caught up with Garrett Pick.
Garrett picked up the win there. What a crazy finish. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Describe the last few laps there for you. For us.
We had the green-white checkered, and I thought I heard my name getting called over for changing lanes, but I guess I didn't. So I didn't even know I won the race until he said I won. I thought I was getting DQ'd. And then going down the front stretch, just everybody wrecked in front of me, and I just got through.
Got through, chose the right line there. You're up 4 spots, so you qualified good tonight. How do you think what's the game plan going into next week?
Try to qualify up front and try to lead every lap.
Definitely. So go ahead, thank those fine sponsors, making it all possible for you.
I want to thank Matthew Beeman Driving School, Matthew Beeman Racing, and Mason Lasher Motorsports for sponsoring me.
Awesome. Picking up the win tonight, the season opener of the Bluegrass Cup Series. It's Garrett Pick. All right, BJ, this is going to conclude tonight's portion. We still have tomorrow night with the Bluegrass Pro Fixed Pro Late Ball Tour presented to you by Majula C Speed Shop. That's at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. We want to thank the fine sponsors that sponsor the Bluegrass iRacing Series: Hoffman Designs, Blanchard's Towing, Buck Kicker, Kinder Performance, and Roasted Gems Coffee. All sponsoring this season the Bluegrass iRacing Series. If you want to become a sponsor, you can message the Facebook page of the Bluegrass. You can sponsor anything from a race to hard charger, the whole 9 yards. Have fun with it. Well, BJ, what an awesome first week that we've had with the asphalt side of things. Kind of fun, kind of new. Next week, we come into, I believe it's Auto Speedway. Auto Club. What do you expect?
I expect a lot of great racing and a lot of work on my part getting ready for next week. I cannot wait to see what Auto Club brings to us after seeing all the exciting action here at Talladega all week long. I can't wait for more from this series.
Definitely. We saw some good drafting tonight. A couple big wrecks. Had fun, BJ. But until next Monday night, all of y'all stay safe. God bless. I'm Steve McMillan along with BJ Duvall. Good night, everyone.